How to find meaning in suffering. Suffering is an inherent part of life, and the question of its meaning is one of the most challenging dilemmas we face. Although suffering seems like something we would like to avoid, the Bible and spiritual reflections teach that it can lead to a deeper understanding of life, spiritual growth, and the discovery of God's love in new dimensions. Jesus, as our Savior, went through suffering himself, showing that it is not the end but can lead to new life. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says, "Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit." Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 24. These words remind us that suffering, although painful, can yield the fruit of transformation and a new beginning. Apostle Paul writes in the letter to the Romans, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him." Romans, chapter 8, verse 28. Although it is hard to see the meaning of suffering at the moment we experience it, faith in God's plan helps us find hope and strength to get through it. Psychology suggests that people who find meaning in suffering cope better with difficulties and regain emotional balance more quickly. Discovering meaning in difficult experiences can lead to personal growth, strengthened relationships, and better self-understanding. How to find meaning in suffering in practice. First, turn to God in prayer. In the book of Psalms, we read, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Psalm chapter 34 verse 18. Prayer allows you to express pain but also open yourself to God's comfort and guidance. Second, view suffering through the lens of the cross. Jesus, suffering on the cross, showed that suffering can lead to salvation and redemption. In the letter to the Hebrews, we read, "Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of our faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross." Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 2. The cross is a reminder that God is with us in our suffering. Third, find support in the community. Paul writes in the letter to the Galatians, "Carry each other's burdens." Galatians, chapter 6, verse 2. Talking to others who have gone through similar experiences can provide comfort and a new perspective on the situation. Fourth, seek opportunities for growth. In the letter of James, we read, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." James, chapter 1, verses 2 and 3. Suffering can teach us patience, humility, and gratitude. Finally, entrust your suffering to God and trust that He has a plan for you. In the book of Jeremiah, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. Trusting God allows us to find peace, even in the most challenging moments. Suffering is never easy, but faith in God's presence and His plan gives the strength to endure it and find meaning in it. As Apostle Paul says, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope." Romans, chapter 5, verses 3 and 4. In suffering, we can discover hope that leads us to a deeper relationship with God and the fullness of life. Thank you for the time we've shared. May God bless you, your friend.